we discuss some of the examples of connected and disconnected spaces. So let us recall quickly. So we discuss one example that the set of all rational numbers is disconnected, and this is one of the result we use usually to show the any topological space is disconnected. We need to find a continuous function from that topological space to 0 to the set 0 comma 1, and if we can find such a function, then the domain of the function is disconnected. If we cannot find such a function, that means we cannot apply this result. We have to try some another result. And we discuss some simple examples. So in this example, we discuss two element set with this particular topology is connected space, but the same set with discrete topology is disconnected space. So it depends on topology, the connectedness. And this is a very useful result which we frequently use in this throughout, that if I have a disconnected topological space X which has a separation u1 comma u2, and in that disconnected space if I have a subset A which is connected, so X is disconnected but its subset its subset A is connected, then this subset A will be either is a subset of u1 or A is a subset of u2. So this is one of the important result which we are using throughout, and this is another application of this. This is the application of the previous result, that if I have union of collection of connected subspaces of a topological space X which has a common point, then it's the union of this collection is also connected space. So that should be a common point, otherwise it is not necessarily that the union will be connected. So if those sets has a common point, then only the union will be connected. So that is the that way we use this theorem. And in the previous lecture we discussed one important result, that if I have a topological space X and it has a connected subspace, and if I take its closure of A, then any set between A and A closure is also connected. So if A is connected, then any set in between A and A closure is also connected. So by adding some limit points of A, we will get a connected subset of X. Then we discuss one special notion of connectedness, which is known as local connectedness, and it is related to the concept that the basis elements are connected, right? So if I take any point X and so what this result says, that if I take any point X in the topological space X, and if I take any neighborhood of X, U is a neighborhood of X, then I can find another neighborhood of X, let us say W, and W is connected subset of X. So whenever this topological space X satisfies this property, then such a topological space X we call locally compact. So the examples are real line, in which we have seen that if I take any point and around that if I take any open set, then I can always, using intervals, we can always find a subset of that open set which is connected and it contains X. So since X is belongs to the first open interval, we have chosen the first interval. But if X belongs to the second interval, we could have selected the second interval. So depending on that. Okay. So now, so this is regarding locally connectedness, and if I have a topological space X in which every basis element is connected, then it will be automatically locally connected. So we know that in R, the basis elements are interval and they are connected subsets of R. Similarly, in R2, if we have open disk, that is the basis element, and open disk is also connected. Right. So therefore, R and R2 are locally connected species. And we have seen one particular example using sin x function, which is connected, but it is not locally connected. So this is regarding locally connectedness and connectedness, locally connectedness and not locally connectedness. The examples. So today we will discuss certain notion which is a component of a topological space. So if I have a topological space which is disconnected, then question is that how many connected components it has. So as a whole topological space, it is not connected, but it can happen that its subsets are connected, right? So how to identify the largest subsets of X which is connected and its disjoint union is the whole set X. So to find out this question, we will study this definition that if given a topological space capital X, and if I choose points X and Y in X, and define a relation between X and Y as if X is related to Y, if there is a connected subset of X containing both the points X and Y. So in X, if I can find, I have the topological space and in which I have 2 points X and Y. If I can find a subset A of X which is connected and which contains both of X and Y, then we call X is related to Y. Then we say that X is related to Y. So this is a relation. In fact, you can easily check that if X belongs to A, then X is equivalent to X, right? Because if X is in A, then X is also in A, so it is reflexive. Similarly, if X is related to Y, that means X and Y both belongs to the connected subset of X. So that means Y and X is also belongs to that particular connected subset of X, and it is transitive also. So it is a equivalence relation. It satisfies a reflexive, symmetric, and transitive property. So now, since it is equivalence relation, we can discuss the equivalence classes. And this equivalence classes coming out of this relation, they will be known as components or connected components of X. So we will see that they are the largest subsets of capital X which are connected, and its union is whole X. So the first simple example is capital X with 0, 1 union 2, 3. So 0, 1 interval is close 0 to close 1, and 2, 3 interval is open 2 to close 3. So we have already observed that this topological space X as a subset of real line with the standard topology is a disconnected space, right? So we have seen this example earlier that X is a subset of R with respect to usual or standard topology on R is a disconnected space. So now question is that what are the connected components of this topological space X? So if X is itself connected, then it has only one component which is connected, the entire space. But if X is disconnected, it has a more than one components which are subset of X, and they are connected spaces. So we want to find those connected subspaces of X, whose union is capital X, and all those subsets are connected subspaces. So how we will find those subspaces? So we will choose one by one the points of capital X, and we will find what are the elements in the equivalence class of those elements, those points, and then we will find what are the equivalence classes. The disjoint equivalence classes are basically the components. So see, for example, if I choose any point X in so I want to take any point in capital X. So that means either X belongs to 0, 1 or X belongs to 2, 3. So let us start with the point X which is in close open interval 0 to 1. Close interval 0 to 1. So we know that close interval 0, 1 is a connected subset of R. So because it doesn't contain any separation. So today we will see another proof of that. If you don't know the proof of close interval 0, 1 is connected, we will prove it using the notion of path connectedness. So close interval 0 to 1 is connected subset of X. So if I take any point X in this interval 0 to 1, then what are the points which are equivalent to X? So that we want to identify. So what is the equivalence relation? If I take X and Y, any other point in the set capital X, then X is equivalent to Y if X and Y both belong to some connected subset of X. So here we know that the closed interval 0, 1 is a connected subspace of X. So any point Y, if I take in the closed interval 0, 1, then it will automatically Y will be automatically related to X, because X and Y both are in 0, 1 interval, and 0, 1 interval is connected. So that is what I have written here, that we know that closed interval 0, 1 is a connected subspace of R with the standard topology on R. So take any Y element of closed interval 0, 1 such that Y is different from X, then X and Y are related, because X and Y are both elements of 0, 1, and 0, 1 is connected. So what we have verified is that every element of closed interval 0, 1 is related to any other element of the closed interval 0, 1. So that means every element of closed interval 0, 1 will be in the equivalence class of X, right? So now question is that does any element of interval 2, 3 belongs to the equivalence class of X? So X is this fixed point, right? So we can also call it X naught if there is any confusion. but basically we have fixed x, which is a point in 0 1. So now if since x is in 0 1, if I take any element y is in the interval 2 3. So question is whether x is related to y or not. So what is your answer? So if I take x, which is a point in 0 1 interval, and y is a point in 2 3 interval. So is x is related to y? If x is related to y, what is the condition? X and y belongs to the connected subset of capital X. So does there any connected subset of this set capital X which contains a point of close interval 0 1 and another point of interval 2 to 3? So is it possible such a set exists as a subset of X which is connected and it contains points from these two different intervals? Okay, so the answer is that there is no such subset exist. So why it does not exist? Because if such a set exists, then it is a connected subset of capital X, and we know that capital X has a separation u1 and u2, where u1 is close interval 0 to 1 and u2 is the interval 2 to 3. So let us see what is the argument. So note that if I take any element x in 0 1 and y which is not in this, so y is not in this, that means y belongs to the interval 2 comma 3. So this means that y is in the interval 2 to 3. So if I have such two elements, then can we say that x is related to y? So we cannot say, because there does not exist a connected subset of x which contain one point in 0 1 and another point in 2 3, because 0 1 and 2 3 are u1 and u2, which is a separation of x. And we have seen one result just now, that if I have any connected subset of x and x has a separation u1 u2, then that connected subset will be either contained entirely in u1 or it will be contained entirely in u2. So that means if I have 2 points x and y which are related, that means x and y belongs to a connected subset of x, right? And if any connected subset of x, that means that set is entirely contained in either u1 or either u2. So that will give us information that x and y will both will be either contained in u1 or both will be either contained in u2 if they are related. And what are u1 and u2 here? They are 0 1 and 2 3 interval. So that means if x and y are related, that means both the points will be either in 0 1 or both the points will be either in 2 3. So it cannot be one point in the first interval and the other point in the second interval. So this will prove that if x and y are related and x belongs to 0 1, then y is also belongs to 0 1 interval. So therefore the equivalence class of any point x in 0 1 is exactly close interval 0 1, and if I take any point x in the interval 2 3, open 2 to close 3, then its equivalence class of that element is the whole set open 2 to close 3. So in particular, I have taken this point 0, which is in close interval 0, 1. So all points which are uh, related to 0 are the points of the close interval 0, 1, and therefore equivalence class of 0 is close interval 0, 1. Similarly, equivalence class of 3 is the open close interval 2 to 3. And these two particular equivalence classes are disjoint and they cover the entire space. So therefore, there are only two equivalence classes in which are disjoint with respect to this equivalence relation, and these both equivalence classes are basically the connected components of X. So they are close interval 0, 1 and the interval 2 to 3. So note that X is a disconnected space, but it has two subsets which are connected, and they are basically known as the connected components of X. So if I take X to be the union of three different intervals, then in that case we will have three components, three connected components. So we have used here the fact that closed interval and open closed interval is a connected topological space as a subset of R. So let us see one important definition which helps us in identify some of the subsets of real line which are connected. So this notion is known as path connectedness. So it depends on path. So in calculus we studied the notion of path. So given a point x and y of a topological space X, given topological space X, a path from X to Y is a continuous function f from some closed intervals a to b to X, such that the first point f of a is X and the last point f of b is Y. So if X is given, I have points a and b, and if I can I have points x and y. If I can find a continuous function f such that f of a is x and f of b is y, then such a function is known as path. And this if I can find a path between any arbitrary 2 points x and y of the topological space X, then the topological space X is known as path connected. So first of all, let us take an example of a path. So if I consider f of t, which is a function from closed interval 0 to 1 by 4 to R2, and it is defined as f of t to be cos 2 pi t and sin 2 pi t. So then we know that this is a element of R2, right? So basically we are taking x equal to R2 here with the standard topology, and with respect to standard topology, this function is continuous because its coordinate functions are continuous, right? So this function f is continuous and it is a path from f of 0 to f of 1 by 4. So f of 0 is basically the point 1 comma 0, and f of 1 by 4 is a point f of is the point 0 comma 1. F of 1 by 4 is 0 comma 1. So it is a path starting from this point and it is going up to this particular point. So this arc which I have drawn with yellow color, it is image of the it is a path between these 2 points 1 0 and 0 comma 1. So topological space is path connected. If for any 2 points in the topological space, I can always find a path joining the 2 particular points. Path in X from X to Y. So any 2 points X comma Y of capital X can be joined by a path in X from X to Y. Then such a topological space X is known as the path connected space. And we will show that every path connected space is always a connected space. Every path connected space is always a connected space. So to prove this particular lemma, first we will assume as usual that this space is disconnected, right? So we will prove by the contradiction method. So if X is a disconnected space, then we will find a contradiction. So we know that if X is disconnected, then there exists a separation u1 comma u2 of X, which we can find by the definition of disconnected space. And once we have a disconnected space in which we have a separation, it satisfies this property that X equal to u1 union u2, where u1 u2 are non-empty disjoint open subsets of X, right? u1 u2 are non-empty disjoint subsets of X. So now since since X is a path connected, that is our hypothesis, between any 2 points of X I can find a path. So let us take 2 different points X and Y, where X belongs to, and u1 u2 is already a separation of X. So we will choose one point X in u1 and one point Y is in u2, where u1 u2 is a separation of X. So let us try to find, so by the definition of X, we will always get a path between any 2 points of X. So since X and Y both are elements of capital X, we will have a path between these particular 2 points, right? So assume that F from closed interval AB to capital X is a path, so that F of A is the X and F of B is Y, where X is in u1 and Y is in u2. And since F is a path, it is a continuous function. And if you remember, we discussed one result in this course, that if F is a function from X to Y, and if X is connected, then F of X is connected, right? So here F is a path, that means F is a continuous function. And if closed interval AB is since F is continuous, then closed interval AB is connected, that will give us F of closed interval AB is connected, right? So F of closed interval AB is connected subset of X. I've written wrong, that since F is continuous, F of AB is connected subset of X. And once it is connected subset of X, now I have a connected subset, we can call it A, which is a subset of u1 union u2, right? Because A is a subset of X. X is what? X is u1 union u2. u1 u2 is a separation that will give us either A is a subset of u1 or A is a subset of u2 by that theorem. So that will give us this set, which is contained entirely in either u1 or it contains entirely in u2. That means its endpoints f of A and f of B, they are X and Y, then that will force that x and y both are either elements of u1 or they are both elements of u2, right? So so this will give a contradiction because we have assumed that x and y are elements, so that x belongs to u1 and y belongs to u2. But what we proved is that x and y both are in u1 or both are in u2 if x is path connected. So we got this contradiction because we assume that x and y both are in we assume that x has a separation, capital X has a separation. So that is a contradiction. So therefore X is a connected topological space. So the final remark is that therefore X is connected. So so what we proved is that by assuming that capital X is path connected, what we proved is that X is connected space. So every path connected space is always connected topological space. And we use here that closed interval AB is a connected subset of R. So note that all types of this interval, so using this result we can prove that all the intervals which are subsets of R of the form either closed interval AB or closed open interval AB or open closed interval AB or open interval A comma B are path connected, right? Because for example I take any interval 0 to 1, then I can always find a continuous function from 0 1 to any interval A to B. So I can find always a image of this particular interval which is some interval C to D. Choose any point C here, then I can always show that the interval AC is image of the closed interval 0 to 1, right? So that means every interval of the form A to C is connected because it is continuous image of the closed interval 0 1, and this is true for every C between A and B. So therefore AB I can write as a union of C such that C is between A and B. So now these are all connected spaces with common endpoints A. So therefore its union is connected and therefore this side is connected. So by assuming that closed intervals are connected, we can prove that all other types of intervals are connected subsets of R. And similarly we can prove that R is connected because now every intervals are the same way we can prove here that R is also connected because R is path connected. Why? Because you take any 2 points on R, let us say A and B, you can always find a continuous function which is from interval 0 1 to AB. Right, so it is kind of stretching the string or rubber, right? So what we are doing is stretching a rubber which has length 1 and we are making it length b minus a. So that is basically the continuous function. So every point A and B is path connected in R, and therefore R is connected. Every path connected space is connected. So every interval of R and R itself are connected spaces. So now I want to discuss some special example, which is the space is connected, which is not path connected. So this theorem says that every path connected topological space is connected, but this example which we are discussing will give us that every connected space need not be the path connected space. So for that we will see a particular example which is known as COMB space. COMB, COMB space. So it is defined as capital K is defined as 1 upon n, where n is the natural numbers and n belongs to the set of natural numbers. To define the COMB space C by C is equal to the union of three sets. The first set is closed interval 0, 1 cross 0. So closed interval 0, 1 cross 0, that means this line, right, in the xy plane, and K cross close interval 0, 1, where what is K? K is the set of elements 1 by n for every natural number. So in particular, if you take n equal to 1, then this is singleton 1 cross 0, 1. So singleton 1 cross 0, 1 is this vertical line segment from 0 to 1, right? The same way, if I take the element 1 by 2 in K, then it will be 1 by 2 cross 0, 1, that is this vertical line. So x is 1 by 2 and y is between 0 and 1. So same way we'll draw all these lines for 1 by 3 belongs to K, 1 by 4 belongs to K, and so on, right? So those will be these points. We have already drawn this line on the x-axis. Now this line is remaining, that is on the y-axis when x is 0 and y is between 0 and 1. So that is the vertical line at x equal to 0. Alright. So all these points which we have drawn by line segments, they are elements of the set C, and C is known as COMB space. C is known as COMB space. So we'll see a subset of C which is known as deleted COMB space. So the difference between deleted COMB space and the COMB space is that the points on y-axis we are not taking here, except this particular point, right? So this point is what? This point is basically 0, 1. And we are taking this point, which is origin, but every point between on the y-axis between 0 and 1, which was belong to the COMB space, these particular points, they have been deleted here in the deleted COMB space, except the origin and the point 0, 1. So this is the only difference between deleted COMB space and COMB space. We have removed the interval 0, 1 on the y-axis to get the deleted COMB space, and this deleted COMB space is the example which is connected but not path connected. So we will see today that why it is connected. The path connected part we will discuss in the next lecture. So we want to show that the deleted com space is connected, and then we know that to show a particular topological space is connected, it is enough to show that it is path connected, right? So if we can show that some particular topological space is path connected, then it will become a connected topological space. And if that particular set is connected, then if I add some more points, some limit points in that set, then it will be still a connected space. So we discussed that result that if A is connected, then any set between A and A closure is also connected. So that particular both result we will use here. So note that if I select any 2 points on the deleted com space, let us take this point and this point, then I can always go from one point to another point. I can connect by path, right? Any 2 points except this point. So except this point 0, comma 1, I can call this point to be P also, right? So except this point P, any points in the deleted com space can be connected by path. So it is easy to observe by the figure. So note that the com space is clearly path connected. Right? The com space is path connected by removing point P. So basically what we are saying is D minus P is path connected. And since D minus P is path connected, okay, so this is for actually this part. Here I am writing that com space is path connected. So that is true because in com space even P we can connect by any other point by going to origin, right? So com space is path connected. So therefore it is connected. So com space is both connected as well as path connected. Now we want to check the deleted com space. So in deleted com space, if I delete one more point which is P, then it is connected. Why it is connected? Because deleted com space is union of A with this limit point P. What is limit point P? It is 0, comma 1. 0 single to 0 cross 1, that is 0, comma 1, and 0, 1 is limit point of these lines. So that we can see here that all these points, this one, this one, this one, are actually converging to this particular point P. So therefore P is the limit point of the other elements of D. So what we are saying is P belongs to D minus P closure, and D minus P is path connected. So therefore it is connected, and if I add the point P in the connected set, it is again a connected space. So therefore D is connected space. So what we have shown is that the deleted com space D is a connected topological space, and we claim that D is not path connected. So this particular part I will discuss in the next lecture. that deleted com space is not path connected, because its proof is a bit involved. So